Ready for the massive healthcare expenses after retirement? You must start retirement planning right from your first job to ensure sufficient funds for medical expenses post-retirement. Hello and welcome. I am Prarthana from Clear, India's largest tax and financial services platform. At Clear, we have assisted 6 million plus tax filers so far. Do subscribe to our channel to support us and get to know more about the best investments to reach your financial goals. India has the highest medical inflation of 14% among Asian countries in 2021, which is pushing up the healthcare sectors and expenses in the country. Life expectancy has gone up in India and you could live well for several years after retirement. For instance, the current life expectancy for India in 2022 is 70.19 years. If you are going to live for many years after retirement, you must plan for healthcare expenses, which will continue to rise. Do you know around 33% of Indians above 30 years suffer from lifestyle diseases such as diabetes and cardiac issues? The table is showing the cost of critical illness treatment in India. Your healthcare expenses post-retirement depend on your lifestyle. However, you will have to plan for medical expenses due to accidents and lifestyle disorders. Your healthcare costs depend on your healthcare conditions and the type of hospitals you prefer and the medical facilities you opt for. For instance, heart bypass surgeries cost lakhs of rupees and will only increase with time. You can follow a simple thumb rule to determine medical costs post-retirement. Determine your average medical costs over 3 to 5 years and add 10 to 15% more to the sum for each year. You must analyze your lifestyle to check your vulnerability to future ailments. Finally, you must maintain your health with a proper lifestyle and regular exercise today to reduce medical expenses after retirement. Yes, you must avail of senior citizens health insurance to cover yourself from medical treatment post-retirement. It is a health insurance plan that covers hospitalization expenses of people above 60 years.
Many health insurers offer senior citizens health insurance plans with a maximum entry age of around 80 years. You can avail of a senior citizens health insurance plan even if you suffer from pre-existing diseases such as diabetes, heart diseases, kidney ailments, etc. However, pre-existing diseases are covered after a waiting period of 2 to 4 years from the policy inception date, depending on the health insurance plan. You must compulsorily undergo a medical checkup before the insurers cover you under the plan. Senior citizens health insurance plans offer you lower premiums if you opt for co-payment. For instance, under the co-payment clause, you will share the claim with the insurer at a certain predefined ratio.
Suppose your senior citizens health insurance policy has a co-pay clause of 10% and your hospitalization expenses are Rs 60,000. You will pay Rs 6,000 and the insurer bearers will pay the remaining 54,000. You must check the insurer's claim settlement ratio before opting for the senior citizens health insurance plan. It is the ratio of the total number of claims settled by the insurer against the total number of claims filed for processing in a financial year. For instance, if an insurer has a claim settlement ratio of 98%, it means the insurer settles 98% of the claims it receives. You must look at insurers with a claim settlement ratio of 95% or more and check the average settlement time taken to settle a claim. Check for capping on the maximum claim amount for specific medical procedures or hospital room called the sub-limit. Suppose you have availed of a health insurance plan with a sum assured of Rs 3 lakh. The hospital room rent would be restricted to Rs 3,000 if the room rent is capped at 1% of the sum assured. You will have to bear the hospital room charges above 3,000 yourself. I hope by now you have understood why you must plan for healthcare costs in retirement. Comment clear if you are clear or drop your questions if any. Don't you want to know how to plan for healthcare costs in retirement? You must avail a senior citizen's health insurance plan that covers critical illnesses to manage hospitalization expenses after retirement.
Firstly, do not depend on health insurance plan alone to manage healthcare costs in retirement. Choose suitable investments right now and build a portfolio depending on your risk tolerance and investment horizon to maintain and manage healthcare expenses post-retirement. For instance, you can invest in equity funds through a systematic investment plan for around 15 to 20 years if you have a higher risk tolerance to accumulate the requisite corpus. However, you can look at PPF, NSC, or even hybrid mutual funds that invest in a mix of equity and debt instruments if you have a lower risk tolerance. If you invest in equity funds for the healthcare corpus, you must transfer the accumulated corpus to less than risky debt funds before retirement. For example, shift to liquid funds to protect the accumulated corpus and enjoy higher liquidity as you may require the money for hospitalization immediately. Lastly, it is a debt fund that invests in fixed income securities with residual maturity of up to 91 days.
As medical inflation rises rapidly each year, you may have to pick investments that can offer inflation-beating returns over time.
Firstly, equity investment offers the best chance to earn inflation-beating returns over time. You can allocate a small portion of your portfolio towards equity or try hybrid funds to accumulate the requisite corpus if you have moderate risk tolerance. Do check the after-tax returns of your investments meant for the post-retirement healthcare corpus. For instance, you could pick investments that qualify for the Section 80C tax deduction to reduce tax outgo and accumulate money faster. Lastly, create an emergency fund so that you don't have to liquidate your investments for the healthcare corpus before retirement to meet a financial crisis.
You must have sufficient health insurance post-retirement to manage any medical emergency. Do not hesitate to avail a senior citizen's health insurance even if you are over 60 and have comorbidities, as they are covered after a waiting period. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any queries related to investments and taxes, please do comment them below as we will address them as soon as possible. Stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for finance related content. Take care and